But first tonight, our top story, we are hearing for the first time a teen killer's side of a recent Court of Appeals decision.
Nehemiah Griego was set to be released from jail next week when he turns 21, but the state is fighting to keep him behind bars. News 13's Marissa Lucetto is in the Newsplex. Marissa?
Dean Jess Griego's attorney says what's happening to his client is unfair and against the law.
It's unfair to have one law and then operate under that law and have an expectation of finality and then have the rug essentially pulled out from underneath your feet.
Stephen Taylor says his client, Nehemiah Griego, had made plans and was ready to be released soon. In 2013, Griego was 15 when he murdered his parents and 3 younger siblings in their South Valley home. In 2016, the state offered the teen a plea agreement. A judge sentenced Griego as a juvenile, saying he was receptive to treatment and could be released when he turns 21. That's next Tuesday. The Attorney General has been trying to keep Griego locked up, saying a judge should reconsider his sentence. Last week, the State Court of Appeals ruled in favor of the AG.
It is a bit, as I said before, a bit of a surprise to have to now come back and retry this thing after we showed that he was amenable to treatment and the state couldn't prove the first time that he was not amenable.
As Griego waits for a new hearing, the district attorney wants him to stay behind bars.
Again, I don't see how it's possible. The rules for preventive detention require that there be a new felony and a new felony charge. There's no new felony charges.
Despite claims from the state and Griego's own sisters that he continues to be a danger to the community, his attorney says there's no proof of that.
And as long as that's the case, then there is no reason to think that Mr. Griego is not as safe as any other child who's released at the age of 21 from YDDC.
As far as his client, Taylor says Griego's had a lot of anxiety over the past few months, but still hopes this will all end with his release.
We're confident that this court will, if this court does end up having to make a second determination after hearing evidence about his amenability, that the court will find no different than it did before.
And it could take months before the courts hold a hearing to reconsider sentencing Griego as a juvenile. But on Friday, a judge is expected to decide if he will be released or stay behind bars until then. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Marissa. The next question, if the judge rules Griego will stay behind bars, where will he be held? CYFD currently has custody of Griego, but Secretary Monique Jacobson says come Tuesday, by law, he can't stay in juvenile jail anymore.
CYFD is not by law able to hold anyone past the age of 21. So we aren't in a position where we get to decide that. We don't get to evaluate that.
The district attorney wants Griego moved to an adult facility.